This is a test run. Testing, lighting, hair, beauty. Am I in shot there?
Yes.
Oh no, I thought I might have drifted away.
Oh, I wish you would.
I will drift away in a minute. You're going, shut up. Morning. Good morning. Welcome to autumn.
What do you mean, welcome to autumn?
Welcome to autumn.
It was autumn 2 months ago.
No, but it's
We're
autumn.
Almost in winter,
But
almost.
it's autumn proper now. With the colours, the gorgeousness of the beauty of the season of horror. It is the season of horror. Anyway, I'm Richard.
I'm Paul.
And this show is called
Sunday Chat.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you and welcome. A warm, warm autumnal welcome.
I'm bloody freezing.
Oh, I'm just right. You know, Joan Crawford always insisted on a freezing cold set.
Did she?
Yeah, because it's good for the skin. I mean, look.
I think that's to do with you getting ready for
No,
an
it's
hour.
to do with the coolness of the air, tightening the skin. It's like natural Botox.
Can you put ice cubes on your face? Does that help?
Well, you could do ice cubes and cucumber in water and then splash the face.
Ice cubes and cucumber in water?
In water, in an ice water bath. Splash the face, it's toning, tightening.
Have you ever done that? I know about putting cucumbers on your eyes.
Well, cucumber is toning and freshening for the skin. I don't need those kind of treatments, Paul. I'm naturally blessed with good skin.
I'm naturally craggy. What was that? What? Craggle Rock?
Fraggle Rock.
Oh, Fraggle Rock.
Down
yeah.
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, I messed my hair up now. Anyway, welcome to new subscribers, first of all.
Yes.
Come in, sit down, have a tea, relax,
They might
enjoy.
want a coffee.
Tea or coffee or a herbal
Or
beverage.
soup.
Or a cup of soup or something like that. Or your
some
dinner.
Bovril.
People
or
might be watching
Marmite.
Marmite?
Yeah, you know, it's like Bovril, isn't it? A teaspoon of Marmite and boiling water. It's yummy.
No, I don't think so, Paul.
It is.
That's disgusting.
It is. It's lovely. Oh, I think we should have some for lunch. That would, yeah, we'll
Not
have
that-
some. It's slimming as well.
We're not that poor.
Mind you, it's high in salt. Yours is high in salt.
Yeah, you said that before.
Yeah, mine
Going over old ground now. Very old ground with those feet.
Yeah, they need a bit of...
They do need a bit of TLC. They need grating.
They need grating and moistening. Yeah. Moisturising. That's what I mean. Moisturising. Yeah.
So, Paul,
What are you boofoing?
what are we talking about? Oh, it's windy.
It is windy. It is windy.
Oh, and did you notice that they've listened to me? The meteorological societies of the world have listened to me about the glamorous names, adding a glamorous name to the storms from now on. They listened to me. The most recent storm was Storm Barbara. Barbara.
But that was...
Storm Barbara.
It was French, wasn't it?
Look, I don't care who it was. They've listened to me and they've named it after all the famous Barbaras.
Barbara, but not...
Barbara Streisand.
No, but she's not Barbara,
She's
is she?
Barbara.
She's Barbara.
Barbara.
Barbara. Not
Streisand.
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 Sand.
But think of all the famous Barbaras. There's been so many.
Barbara Stanwyck.
Barbara Stanwyck.
Barbara Taylor Bradford.
Barbara Taylor Bradford. Barbara Eden.
Barbara Eden.
Barbara Bel Geddes.
Oh, yes, yes. I can't think of any more.
I did like Barbara Bel Geddes.
I can't think of many other Barbaras, though.
Well, we've given
Barbara Windsor.
Barbara Windsor.
Barbara Windsor, which goes back to Barbara, doesn't it?
Why?
Well, because she needed a...
But she wasn't a Barbara. She was a Barbara.
No, I know. But I was playing on words then and taking a letter out. And
Really?
It was very funny.
It didn't work. I'm not laughing.
Well, you don't laugh, do you?
Bloody good job as
That's
well.
why he's got this.
Exactly.
That's why I've got these.
Yeah, shut up now. That's it.
And this.
So,
That.
yes, welcome to new subscribers.
I've got a, what do you call them?
A crease on your ear.
In my ear.
Well, you know what that can
I've
signify.
got a crease on my ear. What?
Heart problems.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we had my heart checked. That was okay, wasn't it?
We could iron it out.
Yeah, most likely could. You'd enjoy that, wouldn't you? Yeah. Putting my earlobe on the ironing board and then steaming it. Yeah. What's on the list?
Paul, don't do that awful, slightly Liverpudlian accent. It doesn't suit you.
That's
So,
got a list.
As I was bloody saying before Paul interrupted me very rudely, welcome to new subscribers. Welcome to all of you. All the old subscribers as well.
And the wrinkly ones.
The old wrinkly ones who've dried up in a corner somewhere.
Which I think I was doing yesterday afternoon.
Oh, I could dry up in a corner every day and rock. Welcome. And, you know, we are grateful to you all, especially the ones that interact with us on a regular basis, because that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is about the interaction we have. It's about that.
Yeah, you're going to be like this through the whole of
No,
this.
I dried up a little bit then. No, just stop interrupting me.
I'm going to have my drink.
Oh, we've got drinks. And they're pink too.
Yours is the last of your Celestial Seasonings Orange Zinger. We haven't got any more left.
That made me shudder just thinking of it. Well, we'll have to buy some more.
I've got Rose Hip.
I don't like the rose hip. I'm wondering whether that's actually any good for you, Paul, because it's a bit acidic.
Oh, it might
Don't
be,
you
yeah.
find? So, welcome, thank you, subscribe, like and comment. Please do. The interaction is important to us, as it's important to you, too.
Well, we hope it is.
Well, it is, because plenty of you do interact with us.
Yeah.
So, lovely. Yes, weather. We're fully in the swing of the autumn season with the gorgeous colours, beautiful colours. We went out yesterday, didn't we?
Was that a segue? Did you segue back to segue forward then?
I think you'll find my segues are very good.
We did. We went to the Chilterns.
Yes. And
One of
how
our
lovely
favourite
time.
places. Aston Rowant.
Aston Woods, which is part of the Aston Rowant Nature Reserve. We had a lovely time. The colours were beautiful. And if you're not a follower on Facebook, well, you won't see the photographs.
No.
So follow us on Facebook and Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual.
We had a lovely time.
We did.
There was also sheep! You took a picture of some sheep, didn't you?
And there were also some ignorant families.
Oh,
Ignorant
honestly.
families that we
Rude.
stand out of the way, right out of the pathway. We turn away, so we're socially distanced, and some of those pathways are really narrow.
They are.
So, you know, we're kind of in a bush, and they just walk past and carry on talking to each other. So we tend to shout behind them, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
And I sometimes get in, "You bitches," as well.
Yeah, you didn't yesterday.
I did. Didn't you?
Did
hear
you?
me?
I didn't hear you.
I said ignorant bitches.
Yeah, you should have said that loud.
Yeah.
But it was really annoying. You know, you quite obviously step out of the way, as Richard has
just
said.
said all of that.
I know, I'm going to repeat it.
You don't need to repeat it.
And then there was these two young mothers with their children coming towards us, and they didn't even thank us for moving out of the way.
But you know...
And I'm going to say, this really frustrates me, because if you don't thank other people in front of your children won't grow up to understand that when somebody does something beneficial to another person, that other person should say thank you.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's manners.
You know what,
it's
though?
Manners.
I feel as though we've done them a service, because those children have just learned 2 new words, ignorant and bitches. So lovely, unexpected.
But there was a lovely older couple as well, and they had their lovely sort of old soldier dog with them. It was a Labrador, wasn't it? It was lovely, and we were staying well behind them at one point.
Got a spot.
We were staying well behind them, because they were going quite slowly, but we thought, no, there's not room to pass, we'll just stay behind and take our time and let them take their time. And then at one point the dog came up to me and barked, and they sort of turned around and saw we were there, so decided to move off to the edge themselves with their dog, and, you know, edging absolutely out of the way so that we could pass. So obviously we thank them, you know, it's what you do. And that, it so frustrates me that, you know, you open a door for somebody, you don't do it for the thanks, but you know so much about that person when they ignore you. It's the same as if you're in a restaurant, which I used to be often, not now at all, but used to be often. If I was at a business meeting, a business lunch or something with other people, and those other people didn't thank the waiter or didn't thank the waitress when the food came, or they brought another bottle of wine, or they brought water. Very, very telling. Very telling. And I always sort of think, yeah, if you're not going to thank a waiter and a waitress for being pleasant and nice to you, then actually you're not a very nice person.
Well, let's rest assured in the knowledge that people in the service People in the service industry have their own ways of getting back.
Oh, they do. Yes.
I've been in the service industry all my life.
No, I haven't.
All my life I've been giving customer service. And believe you me, we have our ways.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, let's move on. Shall we? We've got some thank yous to say, haven't we, Paul?
We have.
Got some lovely things.
Thank you very much to Brendan, who has sent us these quince seeds.
They're in a tea bag.
They're in a
It's like a little tea bag.
It is. It's you put your tea in it, you can reuse it, and then you can compost it.
Oh, so I've never seen one of those. It's like one of those little. It's like a little sack. Oh! You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember Golden Nuggets?
No.
Those chewing gums in a little sack.
No.
Oh, it reminds me of that. Sorry. Carry on, Paul.
So these quince seeds were in some quince, obviously, that Bren had, and he saved them. And it'll be interesting because we're going to plant them. It'll take years for them to actually come to any fruiting stage. And only at that stage will we know whether those fruits are going to be edible.
Eligible.
I was going to say eligible.
Eligible.
Edible. Because these are, when you do this and you plant these out like this, you're sort of wilding. You might have heard of wilding orchards. Not rewilding, but wilding orchards. And that's when seeds from apples are planted and hopefully they will grow and bear fruit that's nice. because they may not come true. That's the exciting thing. If you want an apple tree or a quince or a pear or something like that, cherry, to come true, you need to do a graft, which I think I did in a video a couple of years back.
You did?
Yep.
Oh, well done.
It did. And yeah, so it'll be really lovely to plant these. And also, I'm going to say at this stage, one of these, if they do grow, if they do germinate and grow, is going to be at the new For Earth's Sake community orchard that we're planning in Shamley Green. And that's really exciting. So this is another strand of For Earth's Sake. You've got the For Earth's Sake shop, which is waste free and plastic free. Then we're developing the For Earth's Sake growing space and therapy garden, which is going to have apiaries and crafting areas and obviously growing areas, and people with disabilities and mental ill health can come as well. Anyone can actually come and volunteer and help. So that's great. But also behind that, Vanessa's got additional land, and we're planning a heritage orchard on that site, and are talking to a company in Sussex about heritage trees.
Oh.
But when one of these germinates, because I'm sure one of these is going to germinate, it will find its own little space at that heritage orchard.
But it may never fruit.
It will. It's likely to fruit, but whether those fruits will be fully edible, i.e. whether they taste good, is a different matter.
Oh. Is it worth the risk?
Yes, it is. Things like that are always worth a risk. I mean, every time you plant a seed, that's a sort of risk.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know you took risks, Paul. Dangerous.
I've taken 53 risks on my broad bean planting just in like half an hour.
I don't know what that means.
I've planted 53 seeds.
Oh.
So also...
53?
Yeah.
53.
There was, it said 50 in the packet, but there were 53. Does that go back to... Yes, it does, doesn't it? Yes, okay. That's something later. That's something later on the list.
Later. So more thank yous.
More thank yous. Helen, thank you very much. Helen sent me some Rouge d'Hiver lettuce seeds, which she has saved. So I will be planting those
next year. So that's red of winter.
Red of winter.
Red of winter.
Yes. So, yeah, I love these. I did mention, a good maybe 4 months ago, and I know, Helen, you mentioned at that time about sending them, so thank you very much for that. And I got so excited when I saw these. Sheep!
Aren't they lovely?
These are from, amazing.
Oh, the wrong way round.
Gunilla.
Gunilla in Sweden.
In Sweden.
Don't start doing that, Paul. That's so rude.
These are absolutely gorgeous. They are to take on our walks and to use
for seating, and they're like felted. It's felted wool, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's felted.
Felted, and it's just absolutely.
Amazing.
What I love is they're so artistic, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're sort of
and they got
ethereal.
They got different ears.
They're ethereal, aren't they? It's like the sheep are in the mist. Sheep in the mist. So yeah, gorgeous, aren't they?
Absolutely lovely.
Thank you very much, Gunilla.
And they will keep our bottoms warm and dry when we're out and about. We didn't take them yesterday. We should have taken them yesterday. Yes.
You're the one with the bag.
I am the one with the bag. So yeah, lovely. Thank you to everyone who sent, or to Bren.
Are those all of them?
And to Helen and to Gunilla. Really appreciated. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
We could sit on these now.
Paul, put them to one side. Thank you very much, Paul. Lovely. So, Paul, what have we been watching on television this week?
Well, yes. So the nights.
It's been a bumper week, hasn't it?
You ask me a question, then talk over me.
It's been a bumper television week.
It has been a bit of a bumper week. It's obviously with the nights drawing in, as they are. There's more time, and we've been watching quite a lot of stuff.
Well, there isn't more time.
Well, there's more.
Is there really?
Yeah.
We still work until the same time.
Yes.
It's not.
But then I can't. Then I'm not going to go down to the plot and do the watering because I'd be doing that in the dark. I don't need to water because at the moment it's raining, though the polytunnel does need watering. That's what I mean. We're sort of doing things later when there's more light.
And of course, by the time you've seen this, our clocks will have gone back 1 hour.
Yes, they will.
We will have time travelled.
Yeah.
1 hour backwards. So it'll be dark starting to go dark around 4ish now, won't it?
Oh yeah, it goes back, doesn't it? So it's instead of being
it'll be
4
lighter
o'clock,
in the
it'll be
morning,
3 o'clock.
Lighter in the morning,
darker in the evening.
I love it. I love this time of year.
I still don't know why we change. I think it's still something to do with farmers and Scotland and maybe it's to do with traffic accidents with children or something. I don't know the reason that we still have this changing of time.
Well, they do threaten to stop doing it,
but
they never seem to carry it through.
I think they should.
Well, I mean, we're so used to it, aren't we?
Yes, yeah. Does it happen everywhere? It happens in America. It happens in Europe.
I don't know. I've got no idea. No idea.
There we are.
Thank you. So, television.
We watched the abominable Snowman.
That's not in order.
Is there an order?
We were starting with She.
Oh, were we? We watched She. We watched the old 1935?
Definitely 1930s.
1935 or 37 film, I think it was.
She.
That had, not Basil Rathbone.
No, the other one.
The other one.
The one who plays Dr. Watson.
Dr. Watson was in it, being very Dr. Watson, actually.
Oh, he's such a rubbish actor. Such a rubbish actor.
It was a bit odd because we started watching it. I think it was on Netflix or Prime. I think it was on Amazon Prime. We started watching it and it was a colorized version of the black and white.
And it was pretty crap, wasn't it?
It was
very jerky.
Yeah, it was but we got into it and were enjoying it. But you were falling asleep, so we carried on watching it the next day, and when we started playing it again, it was in black and white.
Yeah, it was really bizarre. Really bizarre.
It was very odd.
Because it was the same thing. It said resume playing.
Yeah.
But it had reverted to the black and white version.
Don't know how that
very
happened.
Odd.
And it started at the point that we'd left off, so it wasn't
Maybe
as if it started somewhere else.
Somehow cut that version from the library and replaced it.
Maybe they had.
Very strange.
But it's a really interesting premise, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you've never seen it, it is about an expedition to discover the elixir of life, the fountain of youth, so to speak. And it's about this expedition. These people,
go on the expedition.
And come across
this hidden place.
Yes.
Underneath the ice, or embedded around ice, or ice is embedded in ice.
And it's ruled by she who must be obeyed. I like that.
And she's quite ruthless as well.
She's a bitch.
She is.
She's a bitch.
That's why you like that. I suppose you can see yourself in her, can't you?
Naturally.
Yes.
Do you have to even say that? But it's interesting because apparently, one of the outfits she wears where she's got the crown on and all the black, that was inspiration for the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Which followed a little bit later, of course, the first feature-length cartoon ever made.
So it's there's a bit of sort of romance in it, and it was written by J.G. Ballard. Ballard?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Was it?
I
Are you
think
sure?
so. Yeah.
Oh God, here we go again.
I'm sure it was. And anyway, it was a book that I read when I was very young. I think I must have been around 8 or 9, something like that. It was after I read Great Expectations. I know that. I went on to this book, and it was a hardback book, and the text was really small and really quite tight together. I remember that. I thought it was quite a short book, but when you opened it up, there was just lots of text.
I think it's really interesting because it's an early film, and it kind of plays up to this sort of concept of everlasting life and immortality. And I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, earlier that century, you had the sort of Victorian obsession with death and mortality and all of that. Because I guess at that time, so many people would have died young.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And I guess, there was all the thing about spiritualism and taking photographs of the dead and ghosts and all of that. And it must have been fueled by so many people dying young and so much personal tragedy.
Or so much death.
Yeah, because, there weren't cures for certain things then.
Well, there weren't cures for loads of things then.
People died in childbirth, children died early. It's interesting.
I mean, there are photographs of you might see a ill-looking grandmother and grandfather surrounded by the family, and actually the family is alive, but the grandmother and the grandfather are dead.
Well, I was reading about this, Paul.
There are photographs like that.
Apparently it wasn't as prolific as we think it was.
No, I'm not saying it's prolific, but it was something that happened, and it wasn't something that happened that was really odd. It was something that was something that regularly happened, even if it didn't happen to every single family.
I was reading about it, and apparently they were saying, they used to have these supports that they used to prop them up. But they used those on live people.
As well.
Because the exposures had to be...
They had to stand still.
Yeah. The exposures had to be quite long on those old cameras, but all very interesting. What else did we watch, Paul?
The Abominable Snowman.
The Abominable Snowman.
Which I really enjoyed.
It was good, actually.
Oh, sorry, going back to the film, the book had been adapted about 6 times, or 5 or 6 times, before this 1930s film.
There are lots of different versions.
It's really interesting. There was, I think within a space of about 20 years, there were 6 versions. And then there was the 1960s version
with Ursula
Andress, which of course is in colour, full colour. Yeah.
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 And of course they capitalised on that with the flame.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you about it if you've not seen it.
Do watch it.
Do watch it. But The Abominable Snowman with Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing.
And that guy from that
The Trollenberg Terror.
He was in it. I can't remember his name.
No.
It was really good, actually.
Really enjoyable.
Because the effects were good.
Strong female character in it as well.
The snowscapes were really good.
Yeah, they were.
For the time.
The sets, all of the sets were good.
And also the shots of people walking in the snow were really good. And what really struck me is how I think Kate Bush was inspired by that movie to write the song Wild Man, which is about the Yeti. And this is all about Yetis, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And about horrid people trying to hunt them down.
Yeah, and trap them and make money from them.
Yeah, which is of course what they would try to do if they did ever discover that Yetis existed.
Yeah.
Which of course we won't ever know. And that's one of the interesting parts of the film as well, isn't it?
Yes. The end, which we won't talk about.
Yes, that's
really interesting.
We'll just say that. So that's a good movie. Really good movie.
Again, black and white, you know.
Black
early
and white, 1950s?
53? Yeah, 50s, 1950s.
50s, yeah.
It's when there was that sort of tranche of all of those movies sort of coming out, that type, sci-fi and that type of thing.
The other one we watched was The Curse of the Werewolf.
Oh yes, with Oliver Reed.
Oliver Reed, when he was young and gorgeous.
Yeah, and Warren Mitchell again.
But Oliver Reed's an interesting one, isn't he? Because he only really had one kind of acting style, didn't he?
Yeah.
Really, you wouldn't have described him as a character actor.
No, he was Oliver Reed.
Yeah, just being angry or angst-ridden.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably drunk.
Yeah, he used to live in Guernsey.
Did he move to Guernsey then?
He moved to Guernsey, and used to. Dad had a couple of drinks with him. You know, not regularly, but you know, Dad would occasionally. In fact, Dad was not a pub person, but he'd occasionally go and have a drink, and yeah, they met several times. But I watched a few weeks ago, and then there were none, which was I think it was a 1970s film that he was in, with a whole host of, I think Charles Aznavour was in that, and various others. Thingy Mills, John Mills, I think was in it. The guy that played Bloomfeld, I think in the Bond movies, was in it.
What are you talking about?
And it was Oliver Reed was in this, and it was a different acting style for him in this film.
Oh God, not the film we're talking about then.
No. So Curse of the Werewolf, yes.
Are we still recording, Paul?
Yes.
Right, okay. So that was lovely. A bit sad.
Colour.
Was it colour?
It was colour, yeah.
God, I can't remember. Anyway, lovely. And we've also started The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yes. Which I'm sort of enjoying.
Well, she's really annoying me, the au pair. Because I want to say one thing. Turn the bloody lights on.
Oh, yes.
Turn the lights on.
Oh.
If you're going downstairs to make a coffee in the middle of the night, turn the bloody lights on. Don't be walking around that spooky house with no lights on.
No.
Really, you might trip over.
You might bump into a ghost, but you might more likely trip over.
What is this obsession she's got with walking around in the dark? Is it because of...
But they all walk around in the dark. Hannah walks around in the dark as well.
No, I like Hannah.
I like Hannah.
But the au pair's really annoying me. We've kind of got to the stage where we know partially what's going on. We're almost at the end, aren't we?
I think there's 3 episodes to go, something like that.
It's okay.
I'm sort of...
I find it a bit laborious, to be honest.
I thought the best episode was when Hannah was... the episode about Hannah. That was my favourite episode so far.
It's okay.
But what I find really frustrating, being a British person, is this is supposedly set in the UK, and that house is so obviously not a house that would be built in Britain. And whoever has done the sound effects for this has no idea of what goes on in Britain at all. I mean,
they've got wolves.
There's wolves,
Howling.
and there's also those sort of marsh toads or marsh frogs that you hear in American movies that have that. Do you know what I mean? That sound.
The nighttime sounds.
The nighttime sounds.
They're not accurate for the UK.
No, I think they're accurate. They're definitely accurate for Minneapolis, because I've stayed in houses that have got those sort of outlying waterlands, and you can hear the frogs all through the night. But the last episode we watched last night, it actually had European or even French ambulance and police sirens in it. It was they were having the French ones rather than the ringing British ones that we have. So I think the sound
when
effects.
When are you talking about though? Because part of it's set in the.
It's in the 80s. Yeah, we never had those French horns in the UK ever. Ever. No, we didn't. No, not. It's the French one. It's the episode when they're in town with the guy, and something goes past, and it's such the wrong siren for the UK.
Oh wow.
And also when they go into bookstores and shops. I mean, our shops don't look like that. Even in the 80s, they didn't look like that. I don't know why it's
the hair in the 80s is wrong as well. I find it's not the styling of the 80s didn't, and plus his accent as well.
The Scottish accent.
No, the British, the very very British accent.
Yes.
He's not from. Yeah. Anyway.
What I don't understand, and maybe it gets answered, is why the two brothers have such different accents.
Well, you and your brother don't speak the same way.
We speak pretty similarly, but I mean these are, you've got one brother who speaks very posh, let's say, and you have another brother who doesn't. Anyway,
let's move on. So, out of 10, Haunting of Bly Manor?
7.
6.
So far.
6.
So
it's
far.
Going down.
No, it's going up for me.
No.
It's going up for me.
It's too laborious. There's not enough.
I think it could.
Not enough fun.
I think it's 9 episodes, and it could be 6.
There's not enough fun in it. There's only been like 2 jumps.
Oh yeah, but there was a bit last night.
Yeah, but there's only been 2.
Yeah.
And that's not enough for a spooky horror.
No.
So
and the guy in it was the boy in E.T.
He was the boy in E.T. Yeah, he's not aged very well, has he?
We had to look that up. You said I'm sure I recognise him from something. I've never seen E.T.
No.
No.
I don't think you'd enjoy E.T.
No.
I didn't enjoy it that much.
No.
No, I didn't. That's spookily good, Paul. Oh, it's gone grey.
It's gone very grey.
So, we continued last night with the 2nd episode of Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Fantastic.
Love it.
It is great. If you've not seen any of this new Star Trek season or series, go to season 1 and watch it. If you're a Star Trek fan, I can almost guarantee I think you'll enjoy it. It's very different, but isn't it interesting because at the point we're at now, it kind of really feels like Star Trek.
Yeah, it does.
Because you're seeing the team, the crew, really pull together for this one. So it really feels like it's settled in now and could be a long runner. That's how it feels to me. Loving it. Absolutely love it.
Though, when it does come to long-running things, we did think Away would have a 2nd series, because we quite enjoyed it, and that's been cancelled.
Apparently cancelled.
It does seem to be that quite a lot of things that we do enjoy get cancelled, but never mind. What else have we watched?
So, the final one we wanted to touch on, we dug out this from our DVD collection, Children of the Stones. Classic 1976 series.
77.
Filmed in 76.
Filmed in 76.
And you can tell that it was filmed in 76.
Why?
Because of the brown grass. Pardon me.
76 was a huge drought year in the UK.
Massive heat wave. Yeah, some of us enjoyed it. I think we did as kids.
Oh, I really enjoyed it just watching it again.
No, I mean the heat wave, Paul.
Oh, the heat wave. Oh, yeah. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I did get a few migraines during that year, though. That was the year that my migraines started. Unfortunately, they vanished quite quickly.
Yeah, Children of the Stones, set in the fictional village of Milbury, which is in actual fact Avebury, one of our favourite places. I'll put a link to one of our Avebury videos if you've never seen it. It's a spooky series about the inhabitants of the village, and that's it. We'll say no more. It scared a whole generation of children to death. It really did. It didn't scare me. I found it intriguing, but
there were a few bits that
I had a few friends that were quite frightened by it.
And one of the characters dies at one point, and I was I liked the actor, so yeah.
But it's available on YouTube, I believe. I don't think it's available officially, but I certainly think it has been uploaded. So if you do want to watch it, check it out. It's quite fun. I know a few of you have already seen it, because I know a few people have mentioned it on Planet Vegetaria. But yeah, it was a fun watch.
It was a really enjoyable watch.
And you've got quite a few classic British actors
in it.
A couple of the kids are quite good. A couple of the kids aren't so good. But generally it's a good story. I
think for a 1976 filmed piece, it's really good, and the acting is very what you'd expect for the time.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
All we'll say to finish that segment is, happy day.
Happy day, Richard.
Happy day. Right.
What are we going to be watching tonight?
Dunno. What are we going to be watching tonight, Paul?
War of the Worlds.
Oh, streaming on YouTube on a channel called The Shows Must Go On.
The Shows Must Go On, yeah.
Streaming for free, I believe.
Yeah, until Sunday evening UK time, I think.
Yeah, this is the musical version, Jeff Wayne's musical version of the War of the Worlds, updated to more of a modern flavour, I believe. Not sure how I'm getting on with the really modern version of it, but we'll give it a whirl.
Yeah.
We'll give it a whirl and have a little look.
I did see it being set up at the Royal Albert Hall.
You've
when
mentioned
it was there.
that already,
yeah.
Paul.
What, today?
No, last time.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
So, lovely.
What else is there?
Well, that's it really, Paul. You were going to mention how weird time is at the moment.
Yeah, I found October a really bizarre month. I think in one of my A Week at the Plot, I say something like, now we're halfway through October. But actually, I say that when we were in the first week of October. And October for me just seems to have been a really long month. And I have also lost track very much in the past couple of weeks of what day it is. I mean, on Thursday, from Thursday afternoon, I was absolutely convinced it was Friday. And I spoke to my brother and arranged to speak to him again the following day. And he said, well, call me after 4 o'clock because that's good for me. And I thought, oh, you must be doing something else earlier in the day on Saturday then, for me to call you at 4 rather than earlier in the day. And it was only when it got to Friday I realised that it was Friday, because I thought it was Saturday. And even yesterday when we were in the forest, I thought, oh, I must do that. But I was a couple of days out in thinking what I should be doing.
No.
I think it is an odd time at the moment time.
October's a strange month in general because September's kind of the end of summer. The weather's sort of changing a little bit, but it's still good. And it's very definite. It's the mark of the end of summer. Whereas October, I don't know. It's a really changeable month weather-wise. It can either be good or bad. And you never really know which it's going to be. And of course then, at the end of October, we've got the clock change, which is such a definite move into the winter, isn't it? So it's a strange month. But yeah, bring it on. I say bring winter on.
But
Lovely.
we have had a couple of pretty cold days in October.
It's quite cool.
Yet we've also had 19 degrees and really sunny and bright.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is what we normally have.
Well, I mean, what's normal
Yeah, what's
now?
normal now?
What is normal now? You know? Anyway, how lovely. And Paul, you went out the other day to be bombarded with dangerous cosmic rays.
I did.
Didn't you? You had a little
I
X-ray.
did.
You had a little X-ray on your little knee.
I had an X-ray on my knee, on my left knee.
Little poorly knee.
I was having a pain in my thigh, and it went on for quite a few weeks. That was sort of from the end of September, and well, maybe middle of September. And I went to the doctor last week, I think, about it, and I was really surprised because I did that e-consult thing that you can do now in the UK online, where you put in, you know, does it hurt here, does it hurt here, you know, you do that, and then it sends that off to your doctor. And I was working down the plot at about 4:15 one day last week, early last week, and I got a call from the doctor, and she said, could you come in straight away? So I sort of came home, had a very quick shower, because I don't think I had had a shower, and I had been gardening. And I went up there, and I just, well, not walked in, because you have to have your temperature taken and all of that, obviously wearing a mask. Saw the doctor said, let's have you have an X-ray. And the X-ray just sort of happened really quickly. And I went into the hospital, down to the X-ray department, went to receptionist, said I was here, sat down. Within 10 minutes, 12 minutes, I was out the front door of the hospital again. It all happened so quickly. And I got home, and he said, gosh, you're back quickly. I think I was only gone 35 minutes, something like that.
I know, I had to put that voodoo doll away sharpish.
So yeah, I early next week I'll
I
get
can
the.
guarantee they're going to say, oh, we don't know what it is.
Well,
They're not going to know what it is. God, if I went to the doctors every time I had a pain in the leg or the arm or
pain in the arse.
wherever, I'd be there every 5 minutes. I would.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly. Really.
But it was, what was it called? What was it? It was referred pain.
Referred pain, potentially, yes.
Yeah, the doctor thought it was referred pain. I was having the pain.
That's where you have a pain in one part of the body and it sends the pain to another part of the body. Refers pain. Referred pain.
So she did feel sort of my knee at one point and then pressed and I went, ow!
Well,
like
yeah.
that.
If you press, you will go ow.
Ow! Ow!
See?
Yeah, but it was really ow rather than the horrible pokey ow.
Anyway, that's it. We're at the end of the list now.
Yes, we are. We are.
Oh,
It's time to. What are you going to be doing today?
Now, today I'm going to be experimenting with video modes on this camera. I am. Because I haven't really done that yet. And I need to find out, because I need to increase the quality, not of these videos, because these videos can be just filmed on anything really. But when I'm out and about shooting nature, videos need to be of very, very high quality, and I've not yet worked out how to get the best quality from this camera. So I need to do some testing. Yeah.
Testing, one, two, three.
No, I do, because there are lots of modes like 4K and cinematic 4K that this camera does, and I'd like to test those.
I just point my camera.
I hadn't
and
finished. I'd like to do that to bring the highest quality videos to you that we can possibly do on things like nature. I'm not a videographer. I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not a cameraman. So we've got to learn these things as we go along. And it's always good to learn something new.
But your menu wasn't popping up yesterday, was it?
I couldn't find a setting. It was hiding from me.
He was looking at something and it said that there should be a menu on his camera, and he was trying to find that menu,
there's lots
and you
of
couldn't.
menus.
I know, but you couldn't
I
find
couldn't find a specific setting within a menu. Because there are so many menus.
which wasn't popping up.
So that's it now. We're saying goodbye. I could do with something to eat. I feel quite hungry.
Well, you just had breakfast.
Yeah, burnt bagels, Paul.
Oh, yeah. I got really frustrated this morning. I put the bagels to grill, and then I saw that this MP had said about ventilation in houses needs to be much better, and everybody in the country should be throwing open their windows.
Yeah, that's it.
And it was like, well,
you burnt the bagels.
Not everyone can do that.
Don't need a full story around the burning of the bagels.
And then I suddenly thought, bagels!
Yeah, well, it's nothing new.
They burnt.
And I can't stand the smell of burnt toast.
No, well, they were bagels, they weren't toast. Yeah.
I don't mind the taste of a bit of burnt toast.
I scraped them.
We
and
did.
We had
We
them
scraped
anyway.
them. We did eat them. We didn't throw them away.
Yeah.
We would never do that. We scrape. So goodbye. Thank you.
What do you want to eat then?
I just fancy a snack. I feel a little hungry. I've used a lot of energy in doing
There's some
this.
soup.
No. I don't
cracker.
want soup. Yeah, maybe a cracker.
A cracker and some marmalade.
Oh, that sounds nice. Make it for me now.
I'm not going to make it for you.
Oh, I know. Cracker, Philadelphia cheese, and a little bit of marmalade on top.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a cheesecake.
Who would hate that?
Instant cheesecake, instant cheesecake.
Are you going to do a video on it? You've got this lovely crunchy base,
now
cheesy topping
Shush.
with marmalade fruit on
And
top.
cut. We're going now. Thank you, bloody thank you. Take care. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, go now. Bye.
And subscribe.
Subscribe, like, and comment.
Yes. Subscribe, like, and comment.
Bye.